Hey everyone, so I was reading this book called Hardwiring Happiness. It is actually really good. There's a lot of science backing up what it says, and it was written and a lot of people contributed to it who were accomplished professors and academicians, if that's the actual word. Anyhow, the point is though, I want to impart with you guys some of the cool things I learned in this book in terms of happiness. So the biggest is that on average, the average person is wired to naturally be more pessimistic than optimistic. And so her focus is always on that one thing that goes wrong, that one thing that's negative, rather than the 15 things that go well in a day. And that's due to prehistoric times. You know, we're still wired to how we've lived for most of our history as a civilization. And the reason being is because that one negative thing, if we didn't dwell on it, that could have killed us. You know, overlooking that tiger is very, very catastrophic rather than focusing on the positive things. And so we are wired on average as an average human to dwell on the negative things. However, here's where it gets interesting. You know, our brains are very malleable. There's this thing called neuroplasticity, which pretty much means that our brains are malleable and we on our own are capable of changing how they think, what we focus on, what we dwell on, and so forth. So one thing you can do is start focusing and appreciating the positive and small things that are amazing that happen, whether it's the weather, whether it's this architecture behind me, whether it's this beautiful day. And you know, just spend a little bit more time, a few seconds, a few minutes to soak in that and be grateful for that and enjoy that, and your brain will naturally rewire over time. And if you don't do this, then the environment and chance and whatever is placed on you will shape your brain on its own. So if you don't take control, other things will shape your brain, whether it's a bad childhood, a bad workplace, a bad life, bad people in your life. These things will play an influence on you and will cause you to dwell on things. And again, based on how your brain works, these things will imprint on you and you'll be naturally wired. Even if you move beyond them, you'll be wired to behave in a certain way as a reaction off of that. So for instance, if you had parents that were very controlling and they were physically abusive, you may have adapted behaviors to counteract that as a child, whether it was, you know, to shy away, that you carry on into adulthood, even though they're not ideal or good for you in adulthood. So coming to terms with that and you know, moving beyond that is important. So that's all I gotta say in a nutshell. You know, it's very important, and as always, like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Oh yes, and apparently this is a cool fact. We are more wired naturally on average, again, if we don't take control ourselves, to overlook things that have greater benefit and overemphasize things that have potential bad consequences or potential high risk, when in reality they're just minor negative things that don't play such a big part in your life, and the results aren't that bad. So that may be of use to you. Thanks. See you later.